This is a public service announcement. The Facebook music copyright changes are not as bad as you may think. Let's talk about it, shall we? Let's go. Hi, my name is Pete, his name is Basil, and welcome to Studio Live today, where my goal is to help you create, record, and release your best music. Now, as many of you may know, in the last week or two, there's been a lot of conversation about Facebook and how they plan to manage copyrighted music content on their live streaming and video sharing platforms in the future. From October 1st, they've released some changes, or have they? Let's dive in and take a look at the details of what's actually going on. So if you're short on time, here's the 30-second version. If you want to share your own original music in a Facebook video or a Facebook live stream, you can continue to do that. From October 1, nothing is changing if you are sharing your own personal music. However, if you choose to share other people's copyrighted music, there may be some challenges. Now, that's nothing new. This has been in play at least since 2018, and actually for a long time before that, because you've never actually been able to share copyrighted music on Facebook or pretty much any other platform without the actual consent of the copyright owner. But there's a little bit more to it than that. So let's jump in and talk about the specific details of what's going on. So let's start with what you can do, and that is continue to share your own original music, whether it's a live stream, a live concert, a pre-recorded concert, music video, lyric video, it doesn't matter. If you own the copyright, if it's your original music, you can continue sharing it in pretty much any way you like. So that's probably the biggest thing that's been misinterpreted from these changes. And fair call, these changes weren't really clearly telegraphed if you read through the original documentation. But Facebook have since come out and said, yep, you know what? If you own the copyright, if it's your music, if it's original music, we're all cool with you sharing it on our platform. So what are they not cool with you sharing? Well, it's copyrighted music. They've pretty explicitly said for a long time they don't want you creating a music listening experience. Now, that sounds a bit weird and people misinterpreted this saying, I can't stream my own music. No, they don't want you playing pre-recorded copyrighted content as part of a video experience. So if you're sitting there and you're just playing records, if you're a DJ and you're playing other people's music, yeah, that's going to be troublesome. Now you might be saying, but Pete, I've seen people doing that before. Yeah, so the reason these changes are coming into effect is more to ensure that they can actually police them. And just because they haven't been enforcing a lot of these copyright rules in the past doesn't mean they won't do it in the future. The same thing kind of applies to cover songs, but they're a little different. So let's talk about those now, because these are a little bit more grey. So you may be aware that there's a bunch of channels on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram that have built their entire model around covering other people's music. So how have they been getting away with this, and how will this impact channels like that? Well, the thing is, it's never actually been 100% okay to cover other people's licensed music. I know, again, it seems weird because everyone seems to do it, and the platforms kind of have been turning a bit of a blind eye. But guess what? That's kind of changing. We've seen YouTube in recent times with their Content ID system, where they've used things like revenue sharing, and there's videos up there and in the description about YouTube's Content ID system. So Facebook are really just making sure that they're catching up here. So it may have some impact in the future on covering other people's songs. Now, in reality, is my dodgy cover version of Smells Like Teen Spirit suddenly going to get a whole lot of attention and get blocked and get taken down and have my Facebook profile deleted? Well, probably not, but it may. And that's the thing. It all comes down to the copyright owners and what they want to do, because at the end of the day, they are the ones that actually own that copyright. And whether we like it or not as artists, if we're using other people's content, then we do have to run the risk that these sort of things may happen. So again, I come back to the first point, which is if you're using your own original content, you will be 100% okay. Now, like most rules, there's one exception to that, and Facebook have come out and pretty clearly stated that they don't want a static image with a music listening experience. So if you're in the habit of uploading just your album cover or your single album art and the music, and just having that as a static Facebook video, that may be a problem in the future. So that's the one thing, if you're an original artist, that I'd suggest you change. Maybe go to a lyric video, a music video, something more interactive, you performing the song. Those things are all cool. But if you just put up your album artwork and the music, which I've done, many other people have done, maybe steer away from doing that in the future, or you could find yourself having your video taken down or all blocked in some places. So that's the good news. Your own original content is 100% fine. Cover songs, well, the jury's out. We'll see what happens with those on October 1st. Here's the bad news though. If you're a DJ, if you're someone that's playing music in a radio station or a listening party kind of format, yeah, you're a little bit out of luck here, because it sounds like Facebook, like other platforms in the past, YouTube have been through this, Twitch have been through this, they're going to start cracking down on those listening party experiences. So if you are just playing other people's pre-recorded, copyrighted content, then you may get yourself into a little bit of hot water. Now, again, the little bit of gray area is around like recording video footage of concerts and these sort of things. What they've basically said with those is the less time you use, the better. So if you're recording an entire Red Hot Chili Peppers concert, well, yeah, it's probably going to get blocked. If you're just recording Flea's bass solo for 30 seconds, well, you're probably going to be okay. It's all around being reasonable with the amount you're using. And remember, these are all automated algorithms or humans that are coming in and checking this. So not every single one. This is why when people say, why aren't these people being flagged and copyright content? It's really, if it doesn't get picked up by the automated algorithm, it is down to a human to do it. And guess what? Humans only really get involved when you start getting thousands or tens and hundreds of thousands of views on your content, because that's when the copyright holders start saying, hang on, that's our content, we need to do something. So here's my conclusion for both Facebook and pretty much everywhere else online. If you want the absolute green light, share your own original music content. If you want the amber light, the orange light, the one in between, and you want to play some cover songs, you'll probably be okay. If you want the red light and you want to get yourself into some trouble, start sharing some pre-recorded copyrighted content, because that is what the platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and all the other ones are going to be on the lookout for. I hope you found this useful, and I hope this helped you if you were super worried that you wouldn't be able to live stream those live concerts or share your music videos of your original music. You absolutely can. It would not be in Facebook's best interest to stop you sharing your own original stuff, because they want you as a customer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.